Week 7 of the NFL has come and gone, and DeAndre Hopkins has now been traded to the Kansas City Chiefs, the evil empire Kansas City Chiefs. Quarterback play was amazing, and as always, it's professional quarterback Justin Arth here to break down your top 5 quarterback performers of Week 7, as well as talk about some honorable mentions. There's some guys that I had to unfortunately leave off my list this week that played outstanding, and I wish I had a longer video that I could break these guys' film down because there are some that looked amazing. Let's get into my honorable mentions for the week. Marcus Mariota, Russell Wilson, Jordan Love, and Drake May. I really wanted to put Drake May in this list this week, but there were 5 guys that I think performed better. Number 5, Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a 116.1 QBR, 21 of 33 for 323 yards and 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen, week in, week out, is always going to give you some impressive throws every game that he plays in. In this one, he did the same as he always does. Timely playmaking with his arms and his legs. The ability to extend plays with his legs is always tremendous with him, but as I always say, he's a very physical runner. A lot of tight window throws this week, especially in rhythm, as opposed to the second play, which is the off schedule. He extended plays well and torched the Titans' zone defense. Number 4, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence had a 121.5 QBR, 15 of 20 for 193 yards, 1 touchdown, and additional 2 rushes for 13 yards on the ground as well. Trevor Lawrence looked like he had all the answers to the test every single time the New England Patriots brought a blitz. He located the vacated zones beautifully and delivered amazing strikes all over the field. His deep ball placement was tremendous this game too. Lawrence used his legs when needed. He didn't overuse the legs, but obviously he does have that athletic mobility, and he used that when needed to make big plays, whether that was in the ground game or extending plays to get throws off. He was also great in the subtle pocket movement game when the pocket collapsed and he needed to make an A gap or a B gap or a C or D gap escape to keep the play alive. Trevor Lawrence did an amazing job this week with this and was delivering strikes all over the field. Number 3, Geno Smith. Geno Smith had a 110.3 QBR, 18 of 28 for 207 yards, 2 touchdowns with 4 rushes and 15 yards on the ground. Geno Smith made a highlight reel against the Atlanta Falcons this past Sunday. He was very decisive throughout his progression reads. He never looked to hesitate whenever the Falcons defense pinned their ears back and brought a blitz. Some of his biggest plays in the game were when outside pressure got in and he had to D-gap escape and get up and under and back over to create a play. He did that consistently well. He is quietly playing some good football and has Seattle first place in the NFC West because of this play. Number 2, Jared Goff. Jared Goff had a 140.0 QBR, 22 of 25 for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. Despite the lack of offensive production in the first quarter, which is why he's number 2 on my list this week, Jared Goff again made efficient work, starting the game 14 of 14 and didn't have his first incomplete pass until the third quarter. There was a great balance in taking the checkdowns and pushing the ball down the field. Obviously, all the Twitter people love to comment and say, hey, all he does is check the ball down. All he does is do this. I would argue you to go look at the tape of Jared Goff. I love the resilience that Jared Goff showed this week to claw back not only a 10-point deficit to the Minnesota Vikings early in the game, but also to lead a drive down the field in late in fourth quarter after a touchdown was given up by your offense to the defense to go and get the game-winning field goal to go end it. Jared Goff showing resiliency, and this offense is firing on all cylinders because of Jared Goff. This is 4 out of the last 5 weeks that he's had a 140.0 or higher QBR. Jared Goff is performing like the best quarterback in the league right now statistically. And number 1, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson had a 158.1 QBR, 17 of 22 for 281 yards, 5 touchdowns, with an additional 9 rushes for 52 yards on the ground. Lamar Jackson executed the game plan perfectly against the Bucs. He saw a lot of too high zone looks, which forced Lamar into throwing choice routes to Andrews and Flowers and company, as well as checkdowns to Hill like you saw in the backfield. But as the game went on, that started pulling defenders up. That led to Lamar taking shots down the field. And when he took shots, he didn't miss in this game. Despite the throwing volume being significantly less than what I would like to see out of someone like Lamar, he is still taking advantage of the opportunities, and he's looking amazing doing it. Obviously, I would love for him to throw the ball deep down the field and stay in the pocket and obviously get even more rushing involved. But you still had 9 rushes for 52 yards. The legs were doing plenty in this game. This Baltimore offense goes where Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry take it, but this offense runs through Lamar, and He's number one on my list for that reason. The Baltimore Ravens got a huge win because of Lamar.